We're back. It's been a little break. It is it's so pretty. It's so nice.
Oh, neat. It's really cool.
Oh yeah. Hi, welcome
The
to the new
snazzy
overlay.
animated background. Oh. But we have upgraded, as you can see, with a fantastic overlay. Hi. That's it. That's all I got. I'm just looking at it like, yeah, it's been a little while. We had to take a little bit of a break as we were just sorting out life shenanigans. We're here, we're back. As always, cast happiness and welfare is always the number one priority. So, thanks for showing up. And we are looking forward to continuing this adventure. I know I am. I have been itching to be back at the table for quite a while now. Yeah, just a quick thing before we jump into the game itself. We do have a few sponsors that I just need to go ahead and mention real quick. The first ones are the fantastic folks at Grinding Coffee. They have a bunch of announcements this week for various different improvements and projects that they've been working on. So this week especially is a fantastic time to be keeping an eye on them, on their social media, Grinding Coffee Co., on Twitter, and on their website as well. They do some fantastic different coffee blends and a few sample packs as well. If you are not too sure what flavor you want to go with, you can just grab a little sample pack and grab a little bit of everything. They are fantastic. They're really cool. They are a Black LGBTQ+ owned company. They are fantastic individuals to support, and they support a whole bunch of amazing creators as well. Throw in the code FWRD for some money off your purchase, and that will go towards helping the channel grow. We are also sponsored by Roll20, which is super exciting. We're part of the Roll20 Spotlight program, which is fantastic. The next few sessions are going to be pretty interesting as we're starting to slip into combat encounters with actual assets, which is going to be a little easier for everyone to keep track of stuff. Thanks to the wonderful Roll20 marketplace, where you can find everything from full modules and full games to map assets, character assets, and the like. It's a fantastic online tool set for you to be able to both play and run games online, and it's actually kind of handy in person as well. I've used it in person a couple of times for the battle map aspect and dynamic lighting. Yeah, so Roll20, we're super excited to be partnered with them. That is how we roll. All right, sponsorships aside, we're very grateful for them, but I'm also super excited to get involved in the game here. We're gonna go ahead and jump straight in. It's been a while, so if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you haven't watched since our last episode, the folks here are currently in the city of Scythia. We've been here for a little while, mostly with conversations with the royalty here about the mysterious disappearances that are happening across the country of Ansaya. People are vanishing out of thin air, seemingly, leaving just collections of ashy black dust where they once stood. Some members of the party have already seen this happen in their previous travels. They've seen these abductions. They saw this large, twisted piece of technology attack them for just a moment before vanishing, and saw 2 cities worth of a population just vanish while they were on a quest. A little spooky, a little scary, as you can imagine, and trying to get down to the bottom of this, we ended up gathering some friends and some allies and making our way through to Anasaya, where we've been having this conversation with the Queen about where to go from here, basically. There's also been some more personal turmoils with Eridan's sister currently being held by the capital city due to some disagreements, shall we say, between Eridan and the party. A cathartic, possibly, conversation was had between Eridan and Esther, which kind of opened up, I think, both sisters' eyes to the mindset of each other at this current moment. Some words were had, some tears were had, and right now, we come back after all of you have gone your own separate ways and taken your rests. The evening is calm. It passes relatively unabated. Some of you staying inside of the castle itself, and a few of you staying outside the city walls, enjoying the comforts of a more natural surrounding. You rise relatively early as the city returns to its usual hustle and bustle of daily life. Even outside of the walls, you can hear both the farmers of the outside area and the tenders of the natural area around you, and still the echoes and murmurs and footsteps of those inside of the city. The area is packed as it usually is. The castle, however, seems pleasantly and relatively calm. There are individuals going about their daily tasks, cleaners, waiters, people who look after the actual building itself and the people in it, and of course, enough armed guards to keep the area safe. The long and open, pretty, but still relatively empty halls echo with the footsteps of individuals just doing their regular tasks. You find yourself awakening relatively well rested. Certainly better than some of the rests you've had on this journey so far, that's for sure. I don't think anything is going to beat how bumpy the wagon was on the way here, so... we arrive now. You are aware that food will be served for you this morning in the kitchen, as it usually is, or the dining room, sorry. And you will have a selection of mounts ready for you in the morning, as per the request of Her Highness Elowen.
Forgot about the mounts. Oh, I'm so excited.
You get a new car!
Kind of. Except this car is cute.
Pretty much. It was kind of an Oprah thing of just, you get him out, you get him out, you get him out. Everybody gets him out.
But like,
Everybody
fun
gets a mount,
mounts.
but also like you can get whatever mount you want, and like it'd be really cool if they weren't just horses. Have fun.
Just totally casual. Oh, they don't have to be horses. Oh.
No. Vega is a...
Mine is a tiny choo-choo train.
I ride it like a skateboard.
Okay, right. Just preemptively, the word tubular is banned from the stream. Just preemptively.
You can't stop us from shredding, Ray.
I can try.
You can certainly
You gotta
try.
hate like that, man. God.
I'm rewriting Naui.
Hey Ray, are you muted on Google Meets?
No. I think it may have glitched out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I can fix that.
No,
it's fine.
it's picking you up now. Finally.
Cool. All right. Cool.
I go to breakfast
Love it.
normally. Ooh, I hit
Got
my
him.
mic. Sorry. I hit
That's
my
all
mic
good.
and then I go to breakfast and have a very normal meal unless someone engages with me.
Engage.
But what if
It's not that
someone
it's not that I
engages
don't wish to be perceived. It's just, you know.
She eats breakfast. She probably gets up earlier than the people inside, eats, and is like just kind of waiting like drinking tea or something.
Now he makes us all feel like slackers.
She not on purpose. I have to stress, not on purpose, but yeah, she makes me feel like a slacker. She's like very polite about it. She's like, "Oh, you just get up? How'd you like you feel bad?" But she's not trying to make you feel bad.
Wow, now you've just explained my mother to me. Oh, are you? I've been up since 3 a.m., but that's fine. You can wake up whatever time you want.
She just has very little social understanding. She doesn't realize that makes people feel bad. Someone has to tell her.
Oh my gosh. Before I head down to the dining room, I'm going to take Esther's sword and the belt around my waist that's like part of the Luna Cerritos, gonna wrap that around, and I want to leave that at her door before heading to the dining room to meet everyone.
Okay. Yeah, you certainly can. As you head down into what is kind of like still this holding area, so to speak, the guards give you some real weird looks. But they've kind of been told they're not allowed to interfere, so they're kind of just, they watch you put down what they understand is like some kind of blade wrapped in a belt. Like, they don't really know the significance of the weapon, but they're just kind of looking at it like, okay.
That's fine.
Kind of just...
None of their business.
Yeah, they're a little perturbed, but they'll go ahead and you can see their stance change a little more defensive as you kind of lead in. Just
I'll knock on the door so she comes to get it, so they don't. I don't know, and then I'll walk away and not pay them.
You couldn't have just
any mind.
left it with the queen that she has to tell to release her today.
That's fine. They'll figure it out. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Mara just gears up for battle, basically adventuring, since that's.
Let's get down to spelunking. I guess
We're going to a cave.
we're going to a cave.
Orin will
Mind
gear
you.
up, go his normal morning meditation. Come on downstairs.
Dawn is
Alright.
already waiting with a tumbler of hot tea.
Oh, so we're both waiting with tea now.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I've been in like a tech hole. We probably got tea together. Dawn wakes at the sun.
Oh yeah, then yes, we definitely
Okay,
got
we
tea
definitely got tea and croissants together.
Oh,
Oh, you're morning people. That's lovely.
Is that not when you're supposed to wake up?
It is. It is. Just don't like doing it.
Oh. Have you tried sleeping during the day and waking up at night?
You know, I heard cat naps are very effective for a good night's sleep.
You didn't have to directly call me out like this, but alright.
they tagged you in that tweet.
Mara just grabs food and makes sure to slip some to Lupa.
Absolutely. And
Is coffee a thing?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
like some kind of caffeinated beverage will be present.
I bring a cup to Orin.
Oh, thank you very much, lass. It's been kind of a rough few days, I think. Just haven't been sleeping very well.
Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks, I think.
Oh, by the way, we're letting Esther go.
Oh yes.
Oh. Okay.
But after we leave, we're gonna have the queen release her after we're gone from the city.
Right, so she doesn't try to hurt you.
I don't think she will.
Oh, well,
Not
that's
right
good
now.
then.
But
You think
I
she'll
think-
run directly back to Valerki?
I think so, but I think we have a better understanding of each other right now. We talked about it last night, and I don't know. I'm okay with where we're at, even if she does go back. She will definitely try to kill me if we cross paths in an opposing way, but she's not going to
But
come after me or anything.
well, as long as she's not hunting you,
Yeah.
then I guess it's safe.
Oh,
Oren, that word does not mean what I think you think it means.
Well,
but I did
We'll
learn
be all right.
some things. I learned that I'm 43, which translates to like 20 something in human years. And I learned I have 2 fathers and a mother somewhere. And that Esther and I signed up for the Magicanum willingly to serve. And our parents were not happy about it.
This is good news.
It's news.
Oh,
These are just things I didn't know before. I woke up a couple months ago with no memory of anything.
oh,
I actually just met my sister. I didn't know I had one.
oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did not know.
Oh, that's okay. I don't really think to tell people.
Do you want more of these memories back?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm kind of like who I am now.
Hmm.
I don't really know what I was like before I woke up, but I've already told the others if we get to a point where we think my memories might help us with something, then I'm not against it. So.
Well, I like who you are now too, so I hope you don't change too much.
Me too. I don't think I will, though. I've made a lot of really good friends along the way.
So are we ready to go?
I think so. As soon as Oren finishes his coffee, so he doesn't fall asleep on the way there.
All right, I can take a hint.
Y'all ready for the road trip? And there's the one
Out.
friend like still texting. And you're like, "Are you ready?" Like, yeah. You say
Something
that.
from a monastery. You don't eat very fast. Just saying.
That's because eating's a mindfulness exercise.
I was gonna say, wait, is that like a
Yeah, we
thing
don't
that people
have
in
to.
monasteries eat
It's-
quickly?
Yeah.
It's a monastery, not prison.
Well, people who live with a lot of other people tend to eat faster. Have you not seen this? Have you not noticed this?
I guess I'm just a slow eater. I like to enjoy my food.
You're definitely getting a few weird looks from the guards posted around the room as this conversation's going on.
Hey, the people Mara's been around, if there's like 12 of you, you eat fast.
Fair. All right, y'all can go ahead and get yourselves sorted, get yourselves ready, get yourselves fed, take whatever snacks or pastries or whatever you can go ahead and smuggle out as well as you get yourselves ready to go. Is there anything else in the city itself you wanted to go ahead and take a look at to get yourselves prepared, or are you feeling relatively geared up and ready to go?
Ray, let's just go to the cave.
We're at the cave already.
We're at the cave.
Look, y'all decided to do like character stuff, all right?
We did.
We
and
did
now,
the character stuff.
And now,
And now-
And now we're going to the
Yeah.
cave.
And now
Let's
I'm giving you
get
executive
down.
control that you just put us at the cave.
Y'all.
We fast
Crack
traveled
me
to
up.
the cave. I placed a marker there.
You placed a marker there before. Alrighty.
Yes, now.
Yourselves, with yourselves set and ready to go, you go ahead and come to one of the many exit gates to Scythia itself. You find yourselves waved down by an individual who is currently at the stables, an Air Genasi individual, just kind of regular clothing. Nothing particularly stand out about them as they wave you
I
down.
thought you
and just,
said Edge Genasi, and I'm like
yes, an Edge
picturing
Genasi.
this goth.
Yes!
Leaning up against the pole, like
Yeah,
Right.
there's
Is
a
it
there's
air
a
genasi
fringe.
made of like black smoke?
Black smoke everywhere. There's a fringe. It kind of like floats at the ends. Linkin Park is playing. Like,
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, but is it Linkin Park sung by Cartman, or is it Linkin
My
Park?
skin.
Oh my god, Jesse, get out of here.
These words I cannot
Get
hear.
out of here.
I was
Exactly,
just playing it,
exactly.
and Austin slowly turned around to look at me and was like, "Is that Cartman?"
Not me.
No, my
Just
Austin.
for anyone new, it's not me.
the other Austin room.
The other
There's
Austin.
Jesse's boyfriend, Austin, and then there's this Austin.
I'm this Austin.
Maybe we don't need to give context. Maybe we just need to leave people confused at this point.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, this individual flags you down and just. I heard that you needed some accompaniment, a way to travel faster. Your mounts are prepared if you'd like to step this way. And
We walk that
they will-
way.
Yeah, they will lead you through this small kind of stables and through. Now this is a memory test. Do y'all remember what your mounts look like?
Of frickin' course.
Don't.
I think
Mine
I
is-
ended on a bird.
Mine's a horse until we get outside the city and someone else meets up with me.
Raven Hippogriff.
Yes, y'all have
Owl
y'all have a
hippogriff.
y'all have a menagerie at this point.
I get on my wolf and wait outside of everybody.
Adam, does Orange have a phoenix?
Wait, no.
Is it like a
I think that's what we landed on. I have seriously forgotten.
It's so
Yes.
long since we've supposed to do this.
I don't know if that was allowed. I have a backup if that's not allowed.
Yeah, it was like a fiery bird.
I say
Fiery
if
bird.
if Eridan's allowed to have a raven griffin and I'm allowed to have an owl griffin, you're allowed to have a flaming bird.
Just fucking balls to the wall. Let's go.
Mo traces enter chat.
Mm-hmm. They are clipped to stop themselves from harming themselves while they're in the stable themselves. So you will need to wait a little while to have their wings grow back, or the feathers on their wings, sorry, grow back. So they are not flight capable, but you can certainly grab your mounts and get yourselves set up and ready to go.
Well, we won't stand out at all.
Not really. There's a lot of exotic mounts. A lot of exotic mounts that you've already seen, kind of like wandering around. So
You
Yeah,
say
like-
exotic, Mara hears someone wants to steal them.
no.
We also
rare-
have a very like colorful party too. Like I feel like everyone's like uniforms and like, you know, like very bright.
What are you talking about? I'm wearing muted earth tones.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's like
say
now he's a muted green.
I'm wearing dark
No,
blue.
is it just Sailor
That's
Moon?
all.
It's
Got it.
literally
Yeah,
just you.
it's
Just you.
No,
Blackie.
hair. Bright orange hair.
Wow.
You can't.
Wow.
You can't.
I got him.
You can't say that. That's not. Damn it.
What, bright orange hair? Does that not count as a bright color?
I mean,
There's
you
no
can't just
choice
go.
over that.
Right.
Oh look, our party is so colourful. Everyone is muted, and
was-
you're ginger. Like you can't do that.
In my defense, the party was really colorful at one point.
This is
I
true.
feel like Eridan's just now keying back in, like, wait a second, who are you people? Wait a second.
Hang on. This isn't the party I started off with.
It's not.
Wait
These are
one
strangers
second.
to me.
Oh my god, stop picking on me.
Look at
I
Oren,
mean,
like, wait, Soap, where'd your scales go?
I mean, I guess Jacaranda is not muted colors. She's pretty.
No,
vibrant
that's true.
green.
Jacaranda's pretty. Jacaranda's pretty colourful.
Jacaranda's
That's-
also
that is true.
pretty.
True. Jacaranda will be accompanying you as you are still traveling together. So they will be on board as well. I don't remember what mount they picked, but that's fine.
It was a bug.
Oh yes,
was
it was some kind of
a
insectoid
mantis.
creature. Yes,
What?
the mantis.
I don't remember
the pink mantis, wasn't it?
Oh,
That's the one.
I didn't remember that, but
I
that's
hate it a little
precious.
The pretty mantis. What do you mean you hate it?
I just don't like.
Rude.
Go to the caves.
Alrighty.
Hop on my little giant sparrow phoenix and let's roll.
You absolutely can. Leaving the city of Scythia behind you, the temperature is pleasant, unlike literally right now in real world. The temperature is pleasant. The air is cool and refreshing, and there's a clear sky above you as you travel more kind of northward and diverge along the north path. Not too far. As you carry on through, the journey itself is relatively dull and boring. You see a few individuals pass you, as well as a few wagons of trading goods and other such things. You see a few kind of larger convoys that are most certainly heading towards the city itself to supply it. And there are a few smaller and larger ships that are far, far higher above the altitude and are just flying over every now and then. You actually have to go ahead and pull out the map at some point, because everything seems so kind of mundane that you probably could have missed the pathway that kind of leads towards this cave. It is a well-trodden path, but the path itself is still kind of overgrown and hidden in this kind of converge. You go ahead and split off to the side, and takes about 5-10 minutes perhaps away from the main path before you see two large fabric-covered wagons off to the side of this small, definitely man-made clearing. You can see where sections of trees have actually been cut down and the stumps have just been left to make room just a little for this kind of area. You see a little camp outside with 3 separate fires and a group of tents around what seems to be a small crevice kind of indented into this rock. And you can see that it immediately descends down a rope instead of a normal pathway. The stone itself doesn't seem to be special in any way, but you can see the mildew and residue of this greenish liquid around the walls of the cave itself. a little thicker than water, not quite like slimy, just a little more viscous, and seems to be kind of like this vibrant, like ocean green blue almost.
Wait, so the wagons, there's no one at the wagons?
There is no one that you can see currently, no.
Where's
I'm
this
gonna have.
liquid?
It's kind of just condensation around like a section of the cave itself. So the cave, quote unquote, it's like a big rock. There's a crevice in it that looks like it's been almost like split. And then inside the rock is one rope that continues down.
Oh, so there's just people in there.
You don't see. You can assume that people have kind of just gone down the rope and worked in there. It's a little more spelunky than your previous encounters. But yeah, there's no one actually at the camp or at the wagons currently.
And it doesn't look like the camp or the wagons have been abandoned and untouched for days. Yeah.
No. They look. I mean, they don't look like super fancy, but they look used.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're not ransacked in any way.
Doesn't seem to be from what you can tell with your passive perceptions there.
I'm gonna have Naui go give the camp a good. I'm gonna like stay on Naui. We're gonna go give the camp a good once over. She's gonna sniff around. I'm gonna look.
Naui or Lupa?
Lupa. Sorry.
I was gonna say. I was a little confused then.
Naui's
Now
gonna
it's
be
not
on
gonna
Lupa's
sniff.
back.
Yeah.
Naui's gonna like look, and Lupa's gonna sniff around, and we're gonna kind of make sure everything's chill.
I mean, I would respect that if you were just like, Lupa, don't worry, I got this, and just started like scratching on the ground trying to
She
extract
would
stuff.
if Lupa didn't feel like it, but
Mara pulls her wagon to the side and then hops down and goes to wherever there looks like there was a fire pit and tried to determine how long ago it was put out.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
do you
So
want me
now-
to
Yes, you as well, please. And thank you.
survival or investigation?
Either or.
Okay. I was just making sure because I was like looking around and some people were like, that's investigation.
20? Dirty 20.
Jeez.
21.
All right.
Okay. As you're both taking a closer look and actually actively checking and investigating and looking for evidence, this camp has been pretty recently used. You would imagine maybe a day or two since this has seen people. The fire was put out relatively recently in comparison to what it could have been. The area itself is relatively sparse. You do see a few changes of like work clothes, as well as a few like scattered rations around. You can imagine this is probably a relatively cheap expedition. Nothing else really catches your eye about the camp itself. It seems pretty basic and built for function. Do either of you check the wagons? Cool.
How long ago did he say that they had not delivered?
In terms of deliveries, it's been at least a few days, maybe a week.
But this can't.
So they were a week overdue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Checking the wagons themselves. The first one is completely empty, but smells of various different individuals. You can imagine this is probably just a person transport for people to actually get to the site itself. Pulling aside the second one, you see rows upon rows upon rows of empty jars. Empty jars and empty bottles, and what seems to be a very, and I do mean very, makeshift alchemy station at the very back of the wagon itself.
I think I see that and I turn the rest of the group. It seems these are the people that should have brought the shipment that we got sent here to get and find out what happened to Something must have happened to them in the cave.
But they were supposed to come a week ago. This fire's not a week old.
Maybe did they mention sending someone else before us?
No. We're the first people to come out here to take a look on what happened to the folks who were supposed to bring the shipment.
Maybe they found something interesting and they didn't want to leave.
Or they were attacked.
But they don't have any of the liquid in the vials. So I don't know how long it normally takes them to gather, but it seems like they haven't even started.
I guess we'll find out.
Inside the cave.
All right.
I have a question. How big is this crevice?
It is going to be a very tight squeeze. You might have to open up the opening a little more to fit Lupa in.
I'm gonna have Lupa watch everyone's stuff because if someone did come take these people, like they don't want to lose all their mounts. I'm gonna have Lupa watch the other mounts because she can just let me know if like someone's here to steal all the fucking birds.
Lupa's keeping the animals in line. Got you.
Yes.
Lupa is acting like Dr. Doolittle. All right, got you.
Yes.
Can I send Ashtalora down?
Yeah.
Just until the bottom, just so she can like scope out what's like down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll
Assuming
put
the
my
bottom's
hand.
within 120 feet.
Hmm?
Assuming the bottom's within 120 feet.
100 feet. Yeah, fingers crossed. I guess we'll find that out at the very least. I'll put my hand on Mara's shoulder and send Ashtalora down and watch.
So as you approach the opening and take a look at the setup that's here, the first thing that you would notice is the sound of kind of like running water crashing against something. It seems a little distant, but it's difficult to tell just due to the echoing effect that you're getting around you. The general area, as you kind of look down this crevice, it seems to be relatively deep, but it seems to be relatively dark. There are a few light sources at the bottom, but they do seem to be distant. You can go ahead and send Ashtalora down. It's going to be a little awkward just due to the rope placement, but it'll take a little while as she kind of descends. It's a relatively long descent, but not out of your range as you kind of gently float down towards the bottom. Ashtalora would see a large excavation area. You can see more traces of this kind of greenish condensation across the walls. You see a few different kinds of ores scattered around and piled up off to the side, as well as many, many different pieces of mining equipment that has been left abandoned. You see, as you're turning off to the side, a section where the wall has been deliberately broken down and through. And that is where the sound of this running water is coming from.
You don't think we're going to have to swim in a cave again, do you?
Do you not know how to swim?
Oh, I know how to swim. I would just greatly prefer not to swim.
Oh. Well, if we have to swim, you can get on my back, and then you won't swim?
Well, unless it's some awful roller coaster underwater tunnel of awfulness.
That's true. I hope it's not. It sounds like you don't like to swim.
Our last experience in a cave wasn't all that great.
Oh.
It was fine.
I mean, we did make new friends.
And that wasn't our last experience in the cave. I mean, granted, the other one had a tunnel that was forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But that was the last experience in the cave.
And it was filled with some slimy worms. So fine, it's fine.
So, this crevice rock thing is very interesting that the kingdom doesn't, like, protect it. So, I assume that the liquid is free for everyone to take, so why would someone harm the people who are gathering it? Or take them?
Maybe they found something else.
Maybe.
Or maybe there was something down in this cave.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there was any looting or ransacking up above, so...
How dark is it, Eridan?
It's pretty dark. There's some light sources down at the bottom, but I have a spell that can help with that, though. For those who can't see in the dark.
Oh, I was just asking for Jacaranda.
Jacaranda thankfully also has light, I think, so you are good. For now, you are good.
Really does not like the dark.
She has the little sun fungus.
Sungus.
Sungus among us.
Sungus.
Should
Oh my
we
god, could you imagine? So, on Rule of Lore, we're gonna be playing, like, as our characters, but playing Among Us.
Oh.
But for mine and the Martyr.
That'd be so fun.
That would be
That'd be
so
pretty
funny. I'm going to touch Orin's staff and cast light.
Fantastic.
So there's a rope going down, right?
Yes. It's gonna be a slide down jobby.
Okay. Are we ready?
Dawn's gonna go.
I go.
Same.
Okay.
Dawn goes first.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Mara will be last, just to watch our backs, kind of. Even though Lupa's there.
Geronimo!
Yeah, Lupa curls up and just sits in front of the crevice, staring at all the other mounts tied up to a tree, and is just gonna kind of like sit like dog sitting up, like back to crevice, so no one's going in and like watching the mounts.
Oh, that reminds me. So the wagons, were there horses?
No.
Okay.
No horses, just the wagons themselves. Okay.
Are they horse-drawn wagons or hand-drawn?
They are definitely mount-drawn.
Okay.
There are just no mounts there.
Okay.
They've kind of just been left to it. Okay, with the one going down first, the first thing that hits you as you're coming down to the bottom, you've been in a big old dark dingy cave and you're kind of rolling your eyes like, no, not again. Expecting that gross stagnant humidity to strike you as soon as you get low enough. The first thing that hits you is the smell of fresh water. It is almost a little rejuvenating as it kind of hits your senses, and a little off-putting at the same time. As you hit the bottom, you can now see the area a little better, a little more widely than Ashtalora could, perhaps. You can see lots of mining equipment here, there, and everywhere, but what you also see are scattered remains of what individuals were doing here. You see the bottles, stacks upon stacks of these crates of bottles left to the side, and these small scraping instruments and implements. You assume that, judging by what you're looking at, they probably would scrape the condensation slowly and surely into these bottles as a kind of almost a resource mining in order to gain its regenerative effects. The kind of font that Carter was talking about doesn't seem to be present in this room. No spring, no puddles, no lake, nothing. As you look now towards the deliberate excavation in the wall, you see some more heavy-duty tools scattered around the ground and some more heavy strikes across the rock itself. Your view past it is blocked just a little in front of that excavation by a collection of long, thick vines which seem to be covered with fresh, budding flowers.
Underground? Flowers, or like mossy flowers?
No, like flowers. You can see like a yellowish white collection of flowers just scattered across the vines themselves.
But it's
Does
dark.
this look like? Do these look like they're the product of a spell, or did these grow down here?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Are we all down there now?
Yeah, you can definitely all be down there at this point.
Okay.
It doesn't take too long to go down.
I definitely want to see if I know what kind of flower these
I just wanted to set the scene a little. That's all.
16.
Okay. It's a little difficult to tell, considering this kind of condensation and mildew around you is some type of natural magic active. It's difficult to tell whether it arranged from that or whether it has actually grown underneath. Doesn't seem like a direct kind of spell. It's a bit too big for basic druidic spells and a bit too small for any of the higher caliber spells that you can see. But you can't exactly see a lot, so the information that you have to work with is pretty low.
The green condensation, that's magical?
Yeah, like Carter told you, it has like magical rejuvenating properties.
Oh, that's the
It's
stuff
magical
that we're
healing.
That's the
collecting.
stuff that we're collecting.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
But
I was like, have you been playing Resident Evil 2? Like, that just reminds me of
no.
the slimy...
No, it's not slimy. It's just a little more. It's a little more viscous than water, so it is a little thicker. So it's not quite slime. It's more of kind of like a smoothie than a slime.
I don't know if that's worse.
I
I think that's
I
worse.
feel like that's worse. Like, smoothies are grainy. Like there's stuff in them.
Not grainy, like, you know. But
Pulpy?
yeah.
Smoothies are pulpy. Is that better?
Ooh.
Listen,
Anyway.
just be glad he didn't use the word moist, okay? Let's just move on.
Stop dissing my Rejuvi Snoovie. Stop it.
So- You said it smells like fresh water.
Yes.
Is there in that hole, is there like water coming? Like what's I'm going over there. People are looking at these flowers.
Yes. You can hear the sound of running water past the vines that are blocking your way.
They're blocking my. I get up to the vines, and I close my eyes and let out like a deep breath. I can, without sight, I can see in a 10-foot radius still. What's either side of the vines?
For the most part, open space.
Okay.
It seems like this kind of excavation in the wall. There's this vine section kind of blocking your path. You would be able to just go ahead and kind of pull past them a bit. It's they're not exactly super tough. You're not going to need like a weapon to hack them away. It's more just kind of you're going to need a little bit of oomph to push them aside, and then you can feel the other sides of the wall open up as it goes past into this empty space.
Okay. I would let people know I'm going to see what's over here and go over there.
Okay, but I would like to take a sample of the moss and the flower, like the whole thing.
You want to take a cutting of the vines themselves, yeah?
Yes, like I don't want just the flowers. I want a cutting of. It's like the perfect piece of birthday cake. I want the decorations and a letter and the frosting and a corner piece. Thank you.
And Mara's just letting the nature people do what they do, and she's just prepared for anything to pop out at her.
Can I take a peek in where the water's coming from?
The
That's
wall?
what I
That's where you're at?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you want an actual like real world equivalent, Dewan, it kind of looks like a Susan vine, if you know what those are.
Oh.
Kind of
Quickly
like this.
Google Susan vine.
Mm-hmm.
This
But
large
they're-
kind
but
of
they're-
like cluster
Ooh,
that's
okay,
relatively heavily
okay.
grown.
But they're white instead of yellow, you said?
Yellow on the outside, fading into white on the inside.
Oh, okay.
And then the same kind of like black-eyed center as
Yeah.
vines.
Right.
That's the kind of visual comparison.
Yeah, Dawn is very interested in this flower that grows under in a darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Mara's gonna investigate like the tools that have just been left around.
Yeah.
Try to see if there's any signs of a struggle.
Taking a look at the tools themselves, you see various different stoneworking gear, pickaxes, and the like. There are no signs of combat as you're looking around. The tools are in pretty bad shape as it is. You can probably judge they definitely went on the cheaper side for them. The area doesn't seem to be a struggle. You don't see any particularly worrying or disturbing marks on the ground from like drag marks or hastened footprints or anything like that. It seems like they kind of just dropped their stuff.
Mara's
their
gonna do
footprints?
something you're never supposed to do. She's gonna yell, "Hello!"
And it echoes and echoes and echoes. And as it echoes through this section of the room, it also
Oh, boy.
kind of passes through the vines. It's a little more difficult as the vines kind of absorb most of that sound. What little passes through begins to fade with the sound of the water.
Does there appear to be any kind of like black powder by the tools? Like, are these people vanished like we've seen before?
Good question.
Ooh.
Nothing that you notice. There are no signs of any kind of dust, and the ground beneath you is a little dusty, but it's mostly stone. So any kind of footprints that would stay here wouldn't exactly stay for very long, especially with a slight breeze coming through the vines. This room probably has its air cycled relatively regularly.
Okay, so coming down from the rope, so if I'm facing the direction where the crevices in the water is heard,
Mm-hmm.
is that the tunnel like in towards the crevices one way and then there's behind me, or is it closed behind me?
The rope kind of drops down to the middle of this room.
It's
So
a
it's
room,
like
it's not a tunnel.
Not
like a
really. It's like
cavern?
this section is a large cavern, which is clearly being used as a mine / a resource area. The break in the wall is a very deliberate break, as if someone heard something on the other side and broke through it to see what they were looking for. Through that break, there is a tiny bit of a tunnel. It's really not a tunnel. It's like a couple of feet. And then immediately these Susan vines blocking the way.
And if
So-
you were to continue straight,
I was like, I'm in there, so what do I have in there?
Are you passing through the vines?
Yeah, I went through the vines. I let people know I was going through and I went through the vines.
Okay, awesome. You know the vines aren't dangerous, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. You kind of begin to push yourself through. It's a little more built up than you expected. It does take a little oomph to get through. And as you pass and kind of opened up, you kind of squint for a moment as a blinding light hits you for just a moment and your eyes readjust, you step into...
Uh-oh.
Now it.
Even for you, having come from the Vale, you step into one of the most beautiful atmospheres you've ever experienced.
Oh.
You step into a huge, active microbiome.
Are they dinosaurs?
Huge, not dinosaurs. Damn it. This huge, sprawling cavern that kind of continues down more than up. You kind of come out onto this ledge and see this before you. You see, first of all, from this blinding light, various different kinds of plants which seem to have evolved past bioluminescence and been able to actually generate their own light. Looking upwards, it almost looks like sunlight. Mist, naturally generated from the cave, seems to make this pseudo skyline as you see these small internalized clouds clinging to the very top of the cavern. Looking down over this ledge, you see this sprawling, almost tropical-esque jungle climate. Various different kinds of trees and plants are scattered and seem to be almost symbiotically working together in order to survive down here. You see a lot of trees clinging together and propping themselves up. You see a lot of plants that have grown across various different stones and other plants in order to help pull them up or help support them or give them space to grow. You can hear and see these small insects and other small animals that seem to be around both the bottom and flying and clinging to the sides of the walls, as, you know, animals do. And to the left of you, you see coming from a crack in the side of the wall, probably a good few 100 foot up from where you currently are, this tirade and torrent of water, creating this beautiful waterfall which comes down and fills the area. You notice it doesn't cool at the bottom. It continues to drop and flow down to the side. You notice the entire land is on a slight tilt. This waterfall seems to be feeding and rejuvenating the entire ground beneath you. There's a few animals that you can see actually kind of dancing in and out of the water itself, as there's this small internalized rainbow which stretches across the water section itself. At the very, very back of this large sprawling area, probably about 150 foot down is going to be your travel at the moment, but at the very, very, very back, you see this large moss and liquid covered building. Very old, very, I'm not going to say dilapidated, but kind of relic-y almost, very obviously. It's very old, very well built, but it has weathered quite a lot. There are two pillars with something you can't quite make out from this distance. It's very large distance between you. There are two pillars that stand out, the building itself and a singular entrance.
I'm going to mentally, to Dewan, you would want to come in here. There's no swimming. I'm behind the vines.
Dawn's going to go for it and see this. And I want to say she's suspicious. This is like, she's both as a nature cleric in awe and
Sauce.
sus, yeah. Like, what kind of magics are at work for this.
The nature is much older and more powerful than any magic that any of us can understand.
Wait, there's no sunlight here, right? You said there's no sunlight. Is there sunlight? No, there's.
I pointed all the
light.
flowers.
Yeah, there are flowers above that are actually generating light,
Okay.
which mimics
Okay.
sunlight. It's not. It's almost like like a reptile cage, like lights above.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not actual sunlight. There's no opening to the surface.
Yeah, I forgot whether there was sunlight or not, and then I thought, well, there's a rainbow, so there has to be sunlight. There's a smoothie rainbow, so it has to exist.
I'll one by one let people know you should come this way.
Oh, I'm just gonna yell back, friends.
I didn't know if it sound passed through I guess the water is, huh? Yeah. You know what? Naoi and me are both as smart. I was like, the vines are soundproof. Because that's how vines work. Vines are soundproof, as we all know.
Vines dampen sound incredibly well.
Vines cancel all noise.
Cancel all noise.
I mean, they're overgrown, so they would definitely. They're pretty compact, so they definitely would dampen it. So
Yeah, but
entirely.
we heard the water from the other room, so they'll definitely be able to hear a bewildered friends.
Airden will hear that and start walking that way.
Yeah, Orin will come along.
I'm going down to the water.
I followed one.
There's no direct path down.
Oh, it's just like a
from
straight
your
drop?
from your cliff, from your cliff precipice here. There's no direct way down. There's just 120 foot drop. You
So it's a
have to
cliff?
climb down.
It's cliff and jump or climb.
Yeah.
I would start climbing. I have a climb speed as fast as I walk.
Yes.
Cool. Jacaranda can also do the same. Jacaranda.
I'm probably faster. Down. My climb speed's 35 feet.
You are faster.
I win.
Jack.
You are most certainly.
Too bad I'm not like a buff wizard. I would just be casting haste on Jack all the time.
How
Sorry.
tall is the cliff?
I mean,
she's like, no.
Me and Jack already climbing down.
Wait. Can I use plant growth to make some plant stairs?
No, the way you stall is you make people roll a d20 for no reason. You make something.
Have you learned nothing as a DM?
I mean, I kind of just wanted the comedic effect of just.
You're like, roll percentile.
An action, all normal parts in a 100-foot radius. Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
we could still move slowly through them because we're being careful, and I'm also going to be gentle to the plants. Don't trample the plants. But yeah.
Jacaranda, how does this place make you feel? As she's
Jacaranda is just totally in awe. She's slow anyway, but she keeps stopping to kind of take a look around at the place and just kind of take it in.
Because I mean, Mara can make an insight check, but Jacaranda has.
You don't gotta. You don't. Jack's always wearing her heart on her sleeve, so yeah, she's just stunned and in awe of this whole section.
So you're not getting bad vibes from this place? Cause I am.
What could be bad here?
Mara's like, let's just. Can I step back through the vines? I just want to make sure
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I just
my
wanna make
plant
sure
growth
it's,
made
not
it very
another...
made it grow.
Did we just
I
step
just
into
wanna
another
make sure
plane
that-
shift by accident?
Exactly. That's what Mara's thinking.
Subterranean paradise. Let's just wait for the giant ape to attack us.
Or dinosaurs, you don't know.
Yeah.
Some people like dinosaurs in their D&D.
I like dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I
Mara's
like
no.
dinosaurs.
Has Mara heard of any places like this?
Yeah, like microbiomes can exist in strange places, and in fact, like in the real world, places like this exist. Places that are just kind of cut off and have species and plants, etc., that are unique to their little biomes. And there are, in fact, caves that you can go visit that in real life that look like this, that have these kind of maybe not quite as tropical, but
I was like, maybe perhaps not with the glowing flowers on the rooftop, but or
no, yeah,
top.
like,
honestly,
not,
it's just a shame. A shame.
Well, she's thinking the queen should have warned her about this if this is something they knew about. So this is probably new.
Yeah, it seems like they probably heard the water and they like blew through, and now they're probably in here exploring it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or we're
yeah.
eaten.
One thing you do notice as you start your descent is where the water has begun to carry through the entire room itself. The closer you get to the plants, you realize that their colors have been altered slightly by the reflection of the plants above off the water. A lot of these plants have their own colors, as you can imagine, but they are also stained with the blues and refracted colors from the light off of the water itself, which is also a thing that happens in real life.
I start gathering flowers that I can tell no longer have any pollen left. As I get down and as that'll be like as we move throughout the space.
Yeah.
Can I just fly down?
Yes.
I made stairs and everything.
But I won't hurt the plants.
I modified it. I
down
wanted it
this-
to be a slide, actually, like a little curly slide. Woo!
I go down the slide, but I'm like, this is not a good idea.
As
I
you go
know
back,
you guys want to explore, but this is not a good idea.
I assume the slide's faster than me climbing. As I'm climbing, I'm like, what could be wrong with?
As Orin comes sliding down, Yahoo!
Oh, I love Orin so much. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, when I fly, so when you walk out from the vines, it's like a cliffside, sort of.
Yes.
How far down is it?
The descent from here, you can get to the ground at about 100 foot, and then the ground underneath you is kind of angled like that. So you do, as you would continue towards the waterfall in the building at the back, it would be a like diagonal descent. You'd be going down as well as that way, which is what's carrying the water through.
Can I, looking down, is there any evidence that someone fell?
Roll a perception check for me.
We see a spike pit.
Do we see any skeletons?
No. You also do not see a boulder just chasing you either.
There's no pedestal at the end of the stream river.
No, none of that.
So I don't need to take my whip
17.
out. Got it.
Sorry, I had something in my hair. It was annoying me. There we go. Okay, got it.
17.
17. Okay. Don't tempt me, Phoenix. I'll do it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. So with that roll, you don't see...
Oh my god, no.
God, yes.
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 Perfect.
You get-
Everyone just
chaos.
listens
You
to this
already
and can't see
said
this
they're
shoes.
blue flowers.
You get down to the bottom and you just hear...
I'm ready.
You look down at the spike pit and see a curiously blue hedgehog with red shoes.
Gotta go fast.
Genius.
Cool. So with that roll, you don't notice anyone has fell. However, as you're descending and taking a look around just to the general vicinity, trying to get a scope of the area, looking back towards your allies and Naui, as you're the one kind of climbing along with Jacaranda, you've noticed this as well. There is the occasional slight chip in the stones. pretty rhythmic from where you can see someone has used climbing picks to work their way down.
Okay, alright.
You do notice that there's no like pittons at the top or through. Seems like the rope is the only one they had, and they've had to just manual it the rest of the way.
Oof.
If only there were expert rock climbers like me.
I thought you meant in real life. I was like, that's dope.
No, absolutely 100% not.
I get literally, I don't know what it is. Like, I really, like, I don't mind heights unless, like, I'm in control, if that makes sense. Like, on a roller coaster, like, I'm fine. But if I'm walking on, like, a mountainside where Cole can trip and fall, can't handle it. So on rock walls, I get, like, maybe 2 feet up. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
See, I share that issue, except that my issue is that I see rock wall and I go, I must climb it. And then I climb rock wall and I look down and I go, what have I done?
My stomach drops the minute I'm like 2 feet off the ground. I'm like, oh no. It's like... I also want to climb things, but then I remember I'm not brave. So
see, I just forget about the thing that happens after you climb a high thing, and that is you are someplace high.
That's just your inner cat.
That is my cat.
I must climb this. Oh, crap.
Oh no.
Literally a cat. She's a cat playing a cat with pet cats.
I should bring all 5 cats into this room right now.
Cats ahoy.
Reach the bottom.
So Nawi
okay.
sees the...
Nawi sees the breaks as well. Nawi, as more of the survival expert and like someone who is more attuned to that kind of side of nature as well, taking a look and kind of calculating, it's very difficult to tell just due to how it looks. But judging from the amount of these chips you see, you estimate somewhere between 6 to 12 individuals.
Oh, okay, so a lot of people. Okay.
I was just thinking, good thing Nolly came in here first, because I would have just turned around and left. And be like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here.
I will relay that to the group that pretty large group of people move through here at some point.
Can I also make a note that Ashtalora is sitting like just at the entrance? So then if I fly like within a 100 feet of her, I can check and make sure.
Entrance of what, sorry?
The crevice, vines area.
Yeah.
The ledge.
We have a daisy chain of animals going right now that I can alert
I can
people.
tap Ashtalora and she can go get Lupa. It'll be fine.
Basically, yeah. All right, so y'all go ahead and make the descent and hit the bottom. Dewan, you immediately go for the plants, as I assume.
I'm going for the plants and also now.
Taking a look.
Yes, for this now at this water too. We should be collecting the water, right? I'm assuming.
The water is a bit of a distance. That's going to be a bit of a walk. This area is deceptively large. As you go for the plants,
Outside anyway. Why did we need to come in here for the water? There were smoothies out there. I'm just saying.
There were smoothies that were
Stop it.
And containers.
I was not going to
Just
sit there
walk
scraping condensation off the walls. Let's go straight to the
Juvie
source.
smoothies are right there. Come on now.
Juvie smoothies, get out of here.
That's it now. I've said it once. Now it's canon.
I'm like collecting flowers, putting them in a little pouch.
You both notice that these are mutations and adaptations of existing species that you know. Whether it be different colors or different dispersal techniques, or some of the smaller plants have developed some small self-defense mechanisms. Like seeing daisies with thorns is a bit odd, and you can see a mixture of kind of the more common flowers that you find in like meadows and forests, mixed with these more tropical flowers that are scattered through as well. It is odd, but also not unexpected, considering nature will adapt to whatever biome it's in. So
Okay, but I love the idea that Dawn and Dawn's like, oh my goodness, look at this flower. It's a daffodil mixed with a rose, and look at this, it's mint. I don't know. I'm just picking fucking flowers off the top of my head.
Yeah, like, oh, this is a Lady of the Night, and this is a Queen of the Night. But they are, Austin knows a lot of flowers, so I could.
Mara heads towards the building. She's like, they're gonna be hours.
We do the thing where we like go for the same flower and we like bump hands.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, after you.
But I also noticed that you're collecting flowers, and I'll hand you a flower that I found that you didn't see to add to your pouch of flowers. I'm pressing flowers into this into a notebook. Like
Mara's like, if we're heading for danger, I'm just going. So
mutation.
Now he's putting. Now he like has one pouch that's like drying flowers and another pouch that's like for fresh flowers. And then some flowers she's slowly making a little crown. She's getting a lot of flowers, so yeah, she's gonna be a while.
Yeah. I feel like anyone tries to call down and Naui, they're just going to get like a go. Just go ahead. We'll catch up. Fine.
I will.
We're in a cave.
I open the mind link up.
And I say to the two clerics, if you hear me screaming, I hope one of you will come help.
Jack Randa can go.
Yeah, Jack Randa's like, what are you talking about?
Jack Randa's
No.
like standing. Jack Randa has walked into the water.
Just face planted, just face planted, like, oh yeah.
She's like, this is where my new home.
Mara, I will
I am
open.
staying here.
Mara, if it's okay, I can open the mind link, and you can let me know if you need us.
I can let you know if I need you.
Yeah, I will. We are psychically linked. You can talk to me psychically if you so choose.
Psychic.
Cool.
You'll know we need help when we start screaming.
Or when I burn the place down. One of the two.
Oh, do not! Please do not.
We're in a cave. There's nowhere else to go.
As on the way down, I feel like I pick a couple flowers and I land right behind Orin and Mara and simultaneously like tuck the flowers behind their ears. While following them.
And they're poisoned. Roll a DC.
I was going to say.
Kidding.
Everyone's hallucinating
kidding,
now.
Hello,
I'm kidding, I'm
darkness,
kidding.
my
The thorned daisy right behind the ear, just
Yes.
I would have picked.
But like before we got here, they were all, we need to go kill some things. And then we get here, I'm gonna take a picnic.
I am getting flowers. It will be important. Don't
It
worry.
is a beautiful place.
In this house, we are all Yasha.
what's
the
the
one. Sorry, go on.
what's the air quality like? Like, does it seem like musty or is it fresh down here?
It is far more fresh than you'd expect. With the mixture of the running water and the flowers themselves taking most of the carbon dioxide out of the air, it's relatively fresh. Not super fresh. There is definitely an aspect of a lot of pollen and smells kind of covering up a little bit of the stale air, but for the most part, it seems okay. The opening behind you also probably helps to cycle the air out, and the water itself obviously helps too. It's not too bad.
So the waterfall's on the side where we came in.
So you came in the center. Waterfall is pretty much takes up the entire left wall. Not all of it, but most of the left wall. It comes from
And
the
does
top
it
and falls
start-
all the way down.
Okay, so how far up does it start? Because I'm thinking, there was ground with just this little rock thing. Where's this waterfall coming from?
Yeah, you would imagine it is probably a split off of a river that has broken through this section and has begun to flow down. That's probably your assumption. Although the water seems a lot cleaner than you would expect, it almost seems like it's from a source rather than from a river. It's a little odd, but not unheard of. depending on how long and where water can flow, it can sometimes end up cleaning itself as it goes through.
So if we were on the surface, there could be a spot where I could dig through and we would find this flowing waterfalls.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't seem unusual in terms of, like, it doesn't seem like it's magically higher than it should be or anything. It is probably sourced from something on the surface.
And the water's not, like, thicker like the
no,
like
it is water.
Movies.
Yeah, no.
Water.
It's not got that kind of greenish blue hue to it. It is definitely just regular water. You can tell even from this distance. The only other thing I will say before I forget is for the flower pals that are picking flowers, you probably will also end up taking a few samples of the stems themselves, as each and every flower and tree in here has a small mutation where one side of the stem slash the trunk is actually reinforced. It is made of far more material than the other side. You would assume that is probably due to the flowing water, being able to protect yourself from the flow itself. They would have to adapt to make sure that they didn't bend or break or get swept away. So just another little tidbit there. But yeah, nothing odd in terms of properties. As I say, like, there's a few that have kind of adapted and changed, but everything seems relatively the same. Nothing is drastically different. But still cool to have, cool to use, good to scrapbook. As you're all looking around, Mara, where are you heading exactly? Sorry.
Towards the building.
Okay. It's a little bit of a trek. It's just a quick, like, 5-minute walk as you're heading through this jungle area. You are harassed a little bit by the flora and fauna. Nothing major, but, you know, mosquitoes and bugs and the like, just kind of batting them away. Thankfully, it's a little less humid than you would imagine this kind of climate to be, which is a welcome change. You step forwards, and there's not even really a clearing. It seems like the natural world kind of begins to wrap around and cover almost the border of the building itself. None of the plants actually cover the building, though. There are no flowers or vines or trees leaning on it or anything like that. It is literally just this kind of mossy stone. You do see the same kind of residue that you saw in the cave behind you across some sections of the stone itself. These two large pillars. What languages do you speak, actually?
Mara speaks some things, some stuff. Hold on.
Cool.
She
Orin's
speaks
their
Draconic, Elvish, and Common.
common, halfling, infernal.
But she does have ways to speak everything, so.
Okay. You find it seems to be written mostly in Infernal.
Oh shit!
I read that.
I read that.
So you step
I
forward.
always forget that Orin speaks Infernal. We could have been having secret conversations this whole time.
You guys were just talking about Mara's butt. That's okay.
I mean,
Good lord.
I mean, it sounds like. It's like it really. I mean, she's packing some junk in her trunk. It's nice.
A wonderful compliment. Yeah, it seems to be written mostly in Infernal. You notice it's not written in complete, like, fluent sentences. You imagine this could be carved into these pillars by an individual who perhaps didn't fluently speak the language or learn the language as a second or third language. The context and syntax doesn't make a lot of sense, and it seems to just be random words that are kind of built into sentences that don't make any sense. The things that stand out to you are kind of the more obvious words, things like nature and healing and life and blessing. You then see some kind of like almost hieroglyphic depictions of various different kinds of plant life and animal life and trees. Past these two pillars, looking at the entranceway itself, you see three small divots in a sheer stone blockage. You see a divot of what appears to be a small beetle-like insect. You see a divot for what appears to be a small kind of minnow-style fish. And you see a divot for what seems to be a small bird, like a hummingbird. These divots are deep. Look like you would be able to slot something into those gaps.
Is this a puzzle?
I'm here for
Laura
it. I'm
gets
also
out
here
her
for
net.
all
I guess
the-
we have to go find the beetle.
Oh my god. What is that?
This is Ayu. This is my parents' kitten. Little kitten. She's so affectionate. There's now 3. I went to the bathroom and I came back to 3 cats. So.
So over in Flowerland, are we? Where are we at in Flowerland? Are we still in Flowerland, or are we?
The whole thing is kind of Flowerland.
All right,
so-
well,
It's a lot of flower and trees. The break for the kind of waterfall area is relatively small. In terms of there's not much of a border between where the water lands and the natural world itself. Kind of just pours straight through. And then the building at the very back, again, it doesn't really break. The nature is kind of right up to the building itself. So, yeah.
Where Margo in your head?
yes.
We need a beetle, a minnow, and a hummingbird.
Okay, 1 second. Are there animals about?
Yeah, there's plenty of flora and fauna around. A lot of different insects, a lot of different. You notice there's no big animals, so things like there's no like deer or boar or anything like that present. But there's a lot of like small rodents. There's some flying squirrel-esque things around. There's these small little bright red sugar glider-esque creatures that kind of dart from bush to bush and tree to tree. There are a few different birds around, but again, nothing big, no like birds of prey or anything like that. They seem to be mostly kind of like sparrows and robin-sized creatures. Yeah.
What
I
was
get-
the third? It was minnow, hummingbird, and
Beetle.
A beetle-looking thing, a minnow-looking thing, and a hummingbird-looking thing.
Can I take a look around in the immediate area and just see if there's anything like stone representations of these animals around?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
I was gonna get us some birds so you can talk to an animal when it's back to me.
Yeah, I was going to try and jam a beetle in a hole. Not that I know that's what we have to do, but.
Investigation, where are you? 16.
Okay. Taking a look through the general kind of canopy that you're struggling to kind of look through, there's not any kind of statues out in this kind of natural area that you can see. So instead, you go ahead and turn back around to the evidence you already have and take a closer look. Looking at the hieroglyphics, you see the hummingbird resting on this small, very large and open flower. You see a small minnow seemingly jumping out of the waterfall towards the bottom. And then you see the beetle encasing itself in what seems to be earth, as it's dug itself a small home.
In a what?
Okay.
It's dug itself a small home underneath
small
the
home.
soil.
It's underground.
Okay, so I will take I'll dig like a handful of dirt, and I'll place it like in the by the beetle crevice and see if that does anything.
Okay. You take this small collection of dirt and push it forwards. The crevice itself hums for just a moment and then flashes with a red pulse of less energy, more just light itself. You don't really feel any heat or anything coming off it. It's just a light pulse itself. And then the dust that was placed into the crevice just disappears.
I think you got that one wrong.
Well, that's a distinct possibility. Or we need all three. Let's see. And I'm gonna run and go and grab like a cup full of the water from the river, from like the waterfall, and then bring that back, and then I will pour that into the fish section.
Okay. You go ahead and pour it in. Not a lot stays, just due to the verticality
Right,
of
it's on the
the
wall.
thing itself. But you managed to pour a small amount of the water inside. It waits there for a moment. Another pulse of red light, and then vanishes.
Well, hopefully we're not penalized for keep guessing.
So are these
It's,
crevices? They're shaped like these things. Like it's shaped like a minnow.
Yeah, they're little
Right.
little divots.
Unmute for stream. Can I just assume that Mara has told Naui and Naui has told me and
Yeah, I was gonna say when I came back around, I was going
Does
to
anyone have mold earth?
mention that they need a bird, minnow, and beetle, and I'm gonna get out some birdseed and try and talk to a bird.
Oh, see, I was about to just like catch a beetle because aren't they like just crawling around?
I don't think it's a real one. I think there's probably some keys somewhere. I'm going to see if anyone here knows where they would be.
Dalwin's going to catch a beetle.
Okay.
Right, because that's what Mara asked for.
Yes. Naui said to Dawn they're looking for a minnow, a beetle, and a bird of some sort. And
A hummingbird.
A hummingbird, and
And then now he said, I think it's a key, not a real beetle.
No, when you said that, see, Dawn already was like, oh, okay, a beetle, all right, and like didn't hear that part. So she's going to catch a beetle.
I'm trying to talk to a bird.
Cool. Okay, so while you talk to a bird, Dewan, can you roll a d20 for me?
Incredible, you've learned. This is how you stop. Ray?
No,
is it
that's
a-
not even stalling. I just want to see what beetle you get.
It's a 9.
Okay, so you go ahead and take a look and scroll around the both of the smaller plants and the dirt itself. You find this small, colorful, like rainbow beetle shell, you kind of go ahead and you manage to grab it just between your hands, carefully. Just you now
While
have.
they're doing that,
Excuse
Got
me.
it.
Dawan is a professional cleric. She would have used one of her many containers in her satchel.
Yeah. You've got it in your hands. You can go ahead and pour it into a little vial or whatever to keep it.
Oh no! I was
Or
gonna
a
say she
container.
would have with the container and done the thing
Okay.
with a paper and slid it to like not.
Okay.
startle.
Catching spiders method. Got ya.
Yeah.
That works.
I'm not
Alright.
getting my hands dirty. Unless
while
I
they're
need to.
doing that, Mara would say, "So, you guys could read that language that was written on the pillars. So, how do you say these in that language?"
Well, if I remember correctly, beetle is and hummingbirds might be but I forget what fish is.
You speak it so
I'm being
softly.
distracted by this such an adorable little kitty in my face.
She's a little princess.
my
oh
lord.
yes, and fish or minnow would be
Oh my god.
What dialect?
Aaron's like, what did you say about my sister?
And I assume none of
Teaching
that
kids in
had any
school.
effect on the wall, right?
Oh no.
Okay.
Not at all. not in
Checking.
the slightest.
Don't want to overlook the obvious. So.
No, that's fair. Alrighty. Noe. I assume you're going to use speak with animals.
Yes. Also, I remember I did not sleep, so I don't know if you need me to make a not sleep roll. I didn't sleep.
You didn't sleep. You were busy making pillow. That is very
Yes.
true. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw. Just retroactively.
That's an 8. I'm tired.
No.
Okay.
No.
So let me
You
just. let
you
me
will.
just mark that exhaustion right quick.
Yeah. yeah. That's definitely going to be a point of exhaustion. Okay. So
Anyway.
you managed to grab one of the many small birds that are floating around. You managed to get its attention, and it seems a little aloof, perhaps. Seems a little aloof in
Mhm.
comparison to some of the other creatures you've met, but it will go ahead and let you know that the puzzle is relatively easy to complete. As soon as you've put the divots into the wall, they are teleported magically to the location you received them from. And that the towers themselves hold the clues as to where these keys are.
So when you put the keys in, you're teleported to where you're supposed to go?
The
Or
door opens and the keys are teleported back to where
Back
you
to where
found
the-
them, so
okay,
that
okay,
other
okay,
people can go ahead and grab them. So,
I would
you know.
ask, when do you know the last time somebody used the keys?
Would have been a few days ago.
Do
A day,
you,
maybe two.
are you allowed to tell
Bert's
me
a
where
lot
the
more
keys are?
talkative than the crane. I don't know what you're talking about, aloof.
Are you
I mean, I'm not role playing him. If I was role playing him, he'd just be like, "Yeah, a while ago, man."
are you allowed to tell me where the keys are, or do I have to find them myself?
Ruin the fun, man.
Well, thank you, and I'll give it some more birdseed. And...
Right, that's not aloof, that's stoned.
Right on.
I would let the bird go and start. I'm gonna get there after Dewan, but I would let Mara know what I just found out, and that they need to check the other pillars.
There was only 2 pillars, right? There weren't 3.
Yeah, just two.
Now it just wasn't up there. She doesn't know what you guys have done. Emmy Austin didn't I forget if you looked at the pillars already.
Well, there's some words inscribed on the pillars in Infernal.
Oh.
But besides that, don't really. Is one of these words bird? Eridan.
Is one of the words bird?
I mean, you
Yes.
do see the images. You do see the images of these three images that are supposedly, according to the bird that Nawi spoke to, the clues as to
There's a
where to
bird.
find these keys.
Okay, so now he's not there. The hummingbird thing is going to be in the big flower somewhere, and the
Yes.
minnow one is going to be at the bottom of the lake, and the beetle one's underground. That's going to be the hardest one.
Yeah, so a very, very, very large plant. One was the minnow jumping out of the waterfall, so probably around the waterfall, and then the beetle was just underground somewhere, which is not massively helpful. But hey, also, hi Raiders, how's it going?
Hi, Raiders.
Hope you're doing all right. We are in a tropical microbiome cave, puzzling.
Yay.
I hate puzzles.
I love
Okay.
puzzles. Let's go. I have beetles.
I was so sure it was gonna be like Fifth Element, man.
So
I was
Eridan,
like-
if you can fly up to the waterfall and look for the fishy key,
Mhm.
fishy key.
Okay. I'll unfurl my wings and
Orin, you're closest to the ground. So
RJ, thank you so much.
Whoa.
Thank you so much, RJ. That's super
Well,
kind.
thank you, RJ.
That is super, super kind. Make sure to thank your gifter, folks. It's always nice to get gift subs. And thank you for the subscription. It's only given. It's very, very appreciated.
I'm
Thank you. Love. Lots of love.
Oh.
Awesome.
And then Mara start looking around for a giant freaking flower.
I'll help. If Mara gives me a description, I will help with my flower eyes to find this flower.
Flower
Am I still
eye.
She will give you a description. This is what I see. She would actually just send you the picture.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Psychic Link.
Are you Facebook messengering in your
Yes.
head? Just like, here's the
Yes.
picture.
Yes, it's
Here,
WhatsApp.
I'm
Thank you.
concentrating that this is what it looks like.
Am I still running over with the beetle? Has anyone
Yeah,
stopped
no one has
me?
stopped you. No one has stopped
No
you.
one has stopped you.
No one stopped you.
Have I seen Eridan fly out?
Probably.
Probably.
Then I would yell, I have the beetle!
Well, we can try it
Oh my
Okay.
if you want to put it in there.
This is so much. Also,
Okay.
I don't know why I play. This is why I don't play intelligence-based characters, because I feel like I should be all over this.
Okay.
Guess Orin will just kind of look for something.
Look for something.
Ear to the ground. Oh, you know what? No. Orin's going to like bring up Jack and see if Jack can like tunnel and find something. Like a key.
Okay. Yeah.
Thinking
Go
that
ahead,
maybe
Jack.
like magma would have earth sense.
And then I would send to Eridan, hey Eridan, why don't you just use your magical sight? Because likely these items are probably magical.
That is.
That's next. That's an int. That's an int character thinking.
I'm just looking for a flower.
I'm gonna
I have a
detect
beetle.
magic. I'm gonna look for the keys.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
Lord.
as you are flying up, you can go ahead and cast Detect Magic. You can hold that for 10 minutes. As you are flying up and checking towards the waterfall, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
16.
Okay. You're flying up and looking around this waterfall, and as you're looking, you see 5 divots in a small cluster. Not divots, holes, I should say, probably. With these small, like, almost buttons underneath. There are 5 of them clustered on the other side of the waterfall, so you'd have to reach your hand in to press one of them. And you
This
see...
is why Ray said we would not be getting into combat tonight.
Oh, I would have rather see, like, in video games, I usually play, like, in Mass Effect, it's like Vanguard. In Skyrim, I just carry a big honking sword. Like, I'm great at smacking shit. Picturing shit up is not it. This is not it. Okay, so...
There are 5 infernal runes underneath.
Mhm.
There is plant, water, stars, cloud, and earth.
You need the first 2 and the last one.
But this one is just supposed to be the water, we think.
Yes.
Are they pressable?
There are 5 buttons. There is one rune underneath, and there is one rune underneath all of those, which it simply says unseen.
Unseen.
I bet you we're going to see it soon.
That's the edit undo.
So
That's the Control Z.
are these pressable buttons? Is there...
Press the water.
To press water.
Press water.
But use your mage hand.
Press water.
I don't have mage hand.
Use Ash to Laura.
Hey, wait, real quick, because a lot of people don't know. As a wizard, every long rest, you can switch one of your cantrips with another wizard cantrip.
I always forget. You told me that last time.
Yes.
So if you
true.
want to have mage hand, you could have had
Do
mage
it.
hand.
Do it. Swap it in.
I'm gonna swap it in. Ray, do I have permission to do this?
Sure.
Thank you. You're great.
I did
I
say
mean,
it
it
last time.
probably doesn't matter, but I would rather you press it with your mage hand than your real hand and get it blown off.
I mean, you could press it with Ash to Laura. You can always bring her back.
It's true. They don't feel pain. They're just gone.
Well, I'm gonna hover a little bit away, and I'm gonna do a little hand motion, and I'm gonna push the button that says water, and I'm just gonna see what happens.
Okay. You push the button with your mage hand. What's the distance on mage hand?
30 feet.
30.
Okay, so you can back up 30 foot.
Mhm.
You can go ahead and press the button. You do, well, 30 foot away you wouldn't hear the click, but there is a click. And it waits. And it waits. I'd like you to make a dex save, please.
Mother!
Waterfall just shoots at you.
Math. Okay, my dex isn't terrible. That's gonna be a 15.
Not bad.
Okay, a 15 just would save.
Okay.
As you press it and nothing happens and nothing happens and nothing happens, you see a slight glint from inside the hole of the rune you just pressed. You manage to flap your wings and kind of curve to the side just in time as this large barbed harpoon skims past your head and continues to sail, and the rest of you would just hear the chunk as this fires and then just lands in the complete other side of this cavern, indented into the wall. You see it was firing so fast that it didn't actually lose any altitude when it was fired. It literally carried on straight from one side to the other.
Glad you had mage hand.
I will probably mentally say to Mara, You may want to find a way to read the rest of those pillars.
So things are definitely booby trapped. Don't just touch things. Bad idea. Bad idea.
Touch all
Well, there goes all of my plans.
the.
I'm going to ritually cast comprehend languages and sit there and get familiar with these pillars.
Yeah, so, like, I can read Infernal, but it just doesn't. The words together don't make sense. It's not.
It's very broken. A lot of the runes themselves either they aren't written properly, they aren't drawn properly. They don't quite make any sense. You're kind of guessing at the moment. Comprehend languages, unfortunately, doesn't make illegible things understandable, I don't believe. Might have to check that on the old spell casting. But yeah, it seems to just be this theme of healing, rejuvenation, discovery, la da 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 da, and then the actual the clues themselves. There's no further clues on the actual pillar themselves.
I mean, I'm looking for the flower description, but I don't know if I would find that yet, or what you want me to do for that.
The flower itself looks like a rafflesia flower. One of those very large, open flowers. Go ahead and make a survival check for me real quick. As you're looking for the flower.
Let me use one of the inspirations I have. I know I started with like 3.
No, this is true. This is true. You've used one already.
19.
19. Okay. It takes a little bit of looking, but thankfully there's not many of these flowers around. You can go ahead and take a look and see one of them kind of like sprawled out across the ground in as much for clearing as there is in this area. It's still very heavily wooded and planted, but it's a little clearer than you would imagine. Inside the center of the flower, where the center kind of cups over, you do see a small silver glinting thing in it. However, that cup also seems to be filled with some kind of dark yellowish green liquid.
Ooh.
It's totally fine to touch. Reach in there and grab it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. She's gonna reach. She's gonna
grab it.
She's gonna reach in and grab it. I was like, do I have anything where I wouldn't do that? No. She's gonna.
I literally just said everything's booby trapped.
Okay.
You are
not
very
the only
far,
one anymore.
You are very far in the air.
Go ahead and make a Constitution save for me.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
I'm so okay.
Well, don't you have disadvantage because you're exhausted?
That is ability checks. So my first one should have been disadvantage. Then I used inspiration, so it was just vantage. But ability saving throws aren't ability checks.
I think it's a different. I think it comes under a different exhaustion.
Yeah, because it's level 2 is saving throws. Anyway, it is a 21.
21. Okay, so you'll take half damage
Oh no.
as you are plunging your hand into a literal cup of acid.
Oh good.
Mm-hmm.
That one's
That
cleric
checks out.
senses are tingling.
You take 10 points of acid damage.
That's okay.
that's-
Do I grab the thing?
Yes. As you kind of
Do I
Kind of,
grab the thing?
no nonsense, just kind of rip it back out again. There's a little bit of plant matter like scattered around your hand as you take a look at this small silver bird, like statue almost.
I would, because I was linked with Mara. I found one. And I just start working my way back to them.
Did you have a puzzle to solve?
No, it was just inside a flower.
Okay.
That one's gonna like run into you, just like, what happened to your hand?
I had to get the bird.
I mean,
I want to get the bird. Sorry, I'm stuck on it. It happened.
if
I do have an idea for this beetle as well.
Okay, but now he's like kind of badass, though. I just reached into a cup of acid. It's fine.
We needed the key. She's fine. She'll be fine. she's tired. She's stayed up all night making a pillow. She's not thinking the best. She's just like, there it is. Oh, whoa. Ooh.
Okay, so that's one key down. Eridan,
Uh-huh.
what's your next choice here?
My next choice. Okay, so like my brain like totally went forensic files. Like, can I tell like which button was pressed? Like oil from the skin. Like, is there any water? Like, not be it's all wet. Okay, cool.
No,
Damn it.
It's
But
deliberately
it was-
designed so that the waterfall would wash away anything that would.
It was
remain.
water.
Of course.
It was water, plant.
Plant, water, stars, cloud, earth, unseen.
Yeah, the final rune underneath, which kind of groups them all together, is like your clue is unseen.
Oh.
My thoughts are try to press all three at once, or try to press unseen because you're trying to get something that's unseen.
Unseen isn't a button. Unseen is the
it's-
sixth. It is the sixth word underneath, which kind of just
Oh,
is your
it's
clue.
the clue. So
The clue
what
is
are
unseen.
Plants,
So what are the
Plant, water.
stars, cloud, earth. My thoughts are stars or cloud.
Stars and
Well,
cloud.
it's like it's something you can't see down here, so there would be stars and clouds.
stars? We can see.
Am I
thought
around at
clouds-
all?
I would say
Am I?
What was that, sorry?
Am I like? I'm off on my own. I'm not over there, right?
Yeah, you're
Right,
doing
you
your
and Jack
own
are looking
thing
for
with
this
you and
beetle.
Jack.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna back up and off to the side, and gonna hit stars with mage hand.
Okay. You go ahead and smack. You go ahead and smack that star button. There's a click. Again, that you can't hear. Then a moment.
Another one. Hit another one. Hit another one.
A familiar glint flies past and towards you, but you see it's a lot smaller this time. And as you kind of duck your way past, you notice that it actually begins to slow down as it's flying towards you. You can go ahead and nab it as this small minnow statue has now flown out.
Yay!
I'm
With
gonna
key
have
number 2.
I'm gonna fly down. I got the key. I got it. Yay!
I did too. My
Smoking.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Nawi's skeleton hands. Just
I think the water can kill you if
Are
you
we-
just want to stick your hand in it.
Yeah, if we're all together, if this is like an Eridan and Naui and Dawan is now with Mara and Orin, Dawan's gonna use her healing salve on Naui's fucking acid hand.
Well,
What
Orin's
were
still
you
off looking for this beetle.
thinking?
Well, I wasn't.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I just saw it and I grabbed it. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine. Just a little tired. Oh, you mean my hand?
Were you out having a wolfy rave last night?
No. Did you hear something?
No, should I?
No, we
Swoop is not telling secrets, don't worry.
Okay. One key left, I guess.
So we have Minnow.
You have the minnow, you have the hummingbird, you just need to find the beetle.
The beetle with the dirt.
Right, and now I've got Jack kind of like doing perimeters. Does he detect anything, or can he?
Interesting that you should say that. Okay. You
Interesting.
begin to kind of do this little patrol. Jack suddenly stops. You watch as he kind of tilts his little molten head as he just he looks down, looks at the ground, begins to slowly kind of bring himself forwards. It's about now that you learn that since gaining Jack, he has developed tremor sense.
Oh,
Ooh.
That's fucking cool.
I was like, my idea was that I had blind sight, so that's about the same thing.
He begins to very deliberately slow down his movements. He begins to turn towards you. And with a freakish precision, like a kingfisher, swooping down and grabbing a fish from a lake, he just pushes his hand directly into the ground and pulls up this silverish living beetle. He goes ahead and kind of holds it in his little molten hand and just and from inside he pulls the third silver key.
That was mental as
Jack,
that was
you
Jack,
mental
what
as-
the
little
fuck?
bugger.
Yeah, that was mental as fuck. Whoa.
So.
And then he turns towards you with like the carcass in one hand and the key in the other, just
Well, we found the third.
We did not find the third. He did. Just him.
He'll go ahead and hand it over to you. Just,
Thank you, Jack. Always a pleasure.
Cool.
And,
With all three keys, you go ahead and reapproach the door and slot the corresponding silver statues into their slots. The divots pause for a moment before emanating a greenish blue light. The stone kind of covers where the divot was as it slides over, blocks the way. Does the same for the other two keys. Before there is a flash of the same kind of energy across all three. And the door slowly begins to pull itself up. And as the door begins to open and shake, we'll go ahead and pick up next time as we investigate what on earth is down here.
Where are we going?
I don't know if anyone else here has ever played Destiny, but in Destiny, the very first raid you do, there's like this. They made this like cool cutscene of it where it's like all of the player characters standing and like the doors open. There's like light, and then they're like, "You'll have to see what happens next when you go do it yourself." And it felt like that. Like I imagine it's like bright light and then like cut to credits.
Basically, yeah. Alrighty. yeah, that's us for today. We'll go ahead and see what on earth is actually in store for y'all next time. We're going to go ahead and do a quick round the horn here and let people plug what they want to plug real quick. And just go ahead and support all of these wonderful people. Going to start with Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jessie, Juice the Moose on the interwebs. I'm here on Mondays and every other Saturday, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I'm in a Monster Hearts campaign. I'm really excited. It's gonna be so much fun. Also, it's so. Sorry, I just moved house. I didn't move houses. I'm in the process of moving into an apartment that isn't available until August, and so I'm at my parents' house, which means I'm in a very tight space. And there's a plate right where my elbow would like to be. Yeah, that's it. I got it right now. Check back next week for a more coherent me.
Awesome. Cool.
Hey, howdy, bye. I'm Cole. You can find me over on Twitter at ColeMoriel. Jessie and I do the art for this show, and she did such a great job with the overlay. So, Art Mom, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, I realized that I missed an element in the overlay, so the overlay will be different next week. Yay!
Constant surprises. We love that. I feel like I had thoughts and then thoughts were gone. There's no In Too Deep tomorrow, but in a couple weeks over on Valdrian's channel, Ray and I are gonna be playing Coriolis, and by we're playing, I mean Ray's running it. And so that's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's gonna be like a 12 session thing. And keep an eye out for player casting calls over on Friends Who Roll Dice for Pride. So that's super exciting. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got. That's me.
Awesome. Adam.
Hello, I am Adam. You can catch me at AdamHardyVO on Twitter and Instagram. I run the post-production for The Mind and the Martyr, so if you want to catch up on all of our shenanigans, check out the Friends Who Roll Dice YouTube page, and check us out on podcasts as well if you prefer to just listen. We're on like everything, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor, all that good stuff.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Austin is me. Hey, I'm Austin. You can find me on Twitter at SailorScottAustin. That's at SailorSCT You can catch me here every Monday. You can catch me on my podcast, Good History of Nerd Mysteries, every Wednesday. This week, we are going over the history of E3. That is the Electronics Entertainment Expo. One of the biggest gaming expos in the world, one of the most important gaming expos in the world. Not a convention, and I talk about that a lot in the podcast. It's not a convention, it is an expo. It is for business people. So that's every Wednesday, Secret History of Nerd Mysteries. Every Monday I'm here. Every other Saturday I'm on Utopia for our Kids on Brooms game, Donut and Duels. That's all I do right now. Got a game coming in the fall. Stay tuned, sports fans.
Oh my god, are you playing in a Hayaku hack?
No, I just...
Okay, when you say Hayaku, do you mean Haikyuu?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but then Jesse was ruthless. So I guess.
Anyway, no, I'm not playing in that. I have like a game I worked on with Banana Chain Games coming in the fall.
Oh, is that a thing that might be about some kind of school thing? Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe, perhaps.
It's Deimos Academy coming.
Like, can we say the name?
Yeah, we did announce it. It's Deimos Academy coming to Kickstarter this fall. Don't have a date. Don't ask me for a date. I won't give you one.
Fab. And Rochelle.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Dragon Gem here on Twitch, the Dragon Gem on Twitter. One day. Anyway, I'm here every Monday, but guess what, guys? My birthday is Friday, so all this week for the next 6 days, I am streaming for 6 hours a day. Streamfest for my birthday, Streamfest and Subathon. All proceeds on my channel on Twitch are donated to my local Humane Society. So if you'd like to come and sub, then that money will go to them. But it's from 6 p.m. to midnight Mountain Time every day for the next 6 days. So come join me while I play games, maybe some scary games, and there will be giveaways. So come join me, have fun.
Fantastic. As always, please support these wonderful people and all of their endeavors and everything they do. I am Ray. I have been your humble GM for the Mind and the Martyr. You can find me here every Monday doing this with these wonderful people. You can find me a little bit everywhere at the moment. You can find me over on Valdrian's channel, where we are getting ready to start up our Coriolis adventure. It's going to be a 10 to 12 session. Space nonsense, basically. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge physics nerd. I'm going to be going into astrophysics and getting all of my education and doctorate in that. So being able to flex my science muscles in something sci-fi is always fun. As you've seen from all of this cave shenanigans, I'm quite the science buff. Yeah, so that's going to be super hype and super exciting. I've got a few other projects in the works that are kind of here, there, and everywhere that I can't really talk about at the moment. You can find me over on Polished channel, where we're doing a Curse of Strahd sequel called The Stygian Shroud, which has been a bunch of fun to run so far. Yeah, that's me. Check me out on Twitter. I say things sometimes. I mostly just share awesome people. That's just kind of my thing. Yeah, we're super hype for everything going on at the moment. Obviously, Pride is coming up. Take a look at Friends Roll Dice, our Twitter channel, where you can go ahead and take a look at the GM casting call, which is going to be open for a few more days. If you want to go ahead and run a gay adventure for Pride and raise some money for charity, go ahead and throw your name down there. If you're not really into the GM side of things, don't worry. Once we have the game sorted and prepped, we will be sending out public player casting calls as well. So keep an eye on that Twitter. We do also have another exciting announcement on the way that we're not sending out just yet. So keep an eye on that as well. We've been doing some things behind the scenes and super exciting. Can't talk about it just yet. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the gift subs and the love. We're going to pass that love on to somebody else as we share it around. We are going to run a quick credit reel first and foremost, though. A big thank you to our sponsors, Grinding Coffee and the wonderful Roll20. And we hope to see you next week. Please keep safe, keep well. Sort out your vaccinations, for God's sake. And please, keep moving forward. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Have a good one.